Let's continue with our special focus also now and welcome Derusha Naidoo there, who's the co-founder for South Africa's leading dating site called Hello Boardroom. Derusha, what a great pleasure. Hello Derusha, how are you doing? Welcome to SA Today. So talk to us. I mean, it's great to have you in studio. Please help us firstly understand the online dating industry, particularly here in South Africa. Just how big is it and how does it operate?
Yeah, online dating is still still a growing space, and it's still a very popular medium for people to meet potential connections. And it's an interesting space because there seems to be kind of mixed feelings about online dating,
especially recently with the stories that we've been observing. Yes,
of course, yes. So it's very topical, very mixed feelings. But that said, I think online dating is still, it's still being used. And so we need to find kind of new ways to make it safer, to make it kind of a safer experience for people, and also for us as users to know how to use them to get to kind of the best outcomes. Yeah.
I mean, Hello Boardroom is a professional dating app. So I think you are the best suited in helping us or those that actually want to pursue this route of meeting their soulmates due to many reasons. So let's unpack the key critical issue of security that we've just mentioned there, Derusha. Yeah. And how does then your app, as the host, how to ensure that you've put in the necessary safety measures for the users as well?
Absolutely. This is, I think as being a kind of a co-founder of a dating app, it's not just seeing it as a platform where we help people match with each other. We are also custodians of people's safety.
Okay.
People are trusting us, when they use our platform. So from day one, kind of what we've been doing at Boardroom is we've made verification a very central part of what we're doing. All of our users are vetted through LinkedIn. It adds an element of social proof around who this person is, their social and professional networks. That already makes it very drastically less likely that someone will behave poorly. And so adding that social proof, selfie verification, so that I know who I'm seeing on the app is actually the right person that I'm talking to. And I think with people using AI-generated images, bots and scammers on many of the platforms, this has been a crucial part of how we've built Boardroom from day one. Yeah, it's been a big consideration for us. Safety hasn't been kind of, okay, let's build the product and then that's the afterthought. Yeah.
And who's your everyday user? I suppose this is a professional platform where you're saying, vetting and verification is quite key. So, but is this general across all other dating apps or online dating apps, in the majority of them at least in the country?
Yeah, our user base it says we've curated specifically to professionals, and we filter all of our users through LinkedIn. So you would have to have a credible LinkedIn profile to get onto Boardroom, and we vet that quite thoroughly. And so it is curated. That's it. It's a smaller, kind of more intentional network. It's not kind of a dating app that is for everybody and anybody. It is specifically professionals. And with that said, it's specifically for people that are wanting a long-term relationship, potentially their life partner. We wanted to kind of steer away from hookups and casual relationships into kind of the professional that is looking for their life companion.
Like something long-term, they want to settle down.
Shared values, shared interests, and someone who understands my lifestyle.
Absolutely. But Derusha, why would somebody typically choose this type or pursue this route of dating as opposed to meeting somebody in person?
Yeah, I think, professionals especially are very time constrained.
Some are very shy.
Shy. And
we don't have access to social, social access. We can't go socializing on a daily basis.
Of course, and if you look at many of our lifestyles, we live in small apartments, we're spending most of our time at work. It can become quite isolated, and then you've got your circle of friends and your work colleagues. But if you want to be intentional about kind of meeting people outside that, then you could leverage kind of these platforms to meet like-minded people. So that's the one thing. And then, of course, I think in some groups there also maybe, like you said, the shyness, the kind of the fear of rejection. I think it removes some of that where you can meet someone, engage online, see if there's something, and progress it from there into an in-person.
That is absolutely great. Let's talk about the do's and don'ts when going this platform. We often hear trends like romance scams where perps actually groom and target their specific victims in order to gain whatever it is that they're targeted for initially.
Yeah, I think This is the thing when it comes to safety is, criminals are always finding new platforms and new avenues.
They'll always find a loophole.
To leverage, exactly. It's kind of the way criminals utilize the banking system or banking infrastructure to swindle and scam people. With social media apps and dating apps, they will find ways to try to leverage these platforms as well to reach vulnerable victims. And so that's why, I mentioned earlier, when we build these products, we need to build that at the forefront in how we actually design. And so that was a core part of what we were doing with the LinkedIn verification and selfie verification.
All right.
Yeah.
So then let's talk about users or somebody who wants to go this route. What would you advise them typically before they actually embark on this journey, from actual vetting of the site that they're going to actually decide to go and subscribe to? Let's start from there and go through the process.
Excellent question. So I would say as a starting point, be very selective on which apps you choose. I mean, especially you're paying for these services and you are trusting them, so be selective on choosing the right one for what your needs are. Choosing ones where I'm going to meet people it's been curated to like-minded people, and there's safety measures, there's verification built in there, so that would be a starting point. And then from once you're on there and you're also engaging with people, there's a few things, kind of chatting to someone, and obviously this is case by case, but as you've kind of gotten a sense for someone, you may have now decided that you are kind of ready to go on a date. And then with that comes some other measures that you can take, such as, kind of not letting people fetch you from home. Maybe decide that you're going to get your own transport to get to the place.
Meet in a public space as well.
Correct. Arranging your own transport to and from, and just until you've actually built that trust and that safety with that person. But I think also, letting your shared kind of networks and trusted friends know where you're going. On the date, there's also things you can do, like, sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, kind of maybe alerting people at the establishment. It could be a waiter, it could be a staff member, that this person is making me feel uncomfortable, while you're there. Then there's also things that you can do, in terms of if you're engaging with someone, and we take this seriously at Boardroom, but if one of our users has to report to us, for instance, that someone they've been engaging with has displayed some suspicious, potentially fraudulent behaviors, we take that very seriously.
And what could that be, that type of suspicious behavior?
You've also got to trust your gut sometimes when you're engaging with someone. Are they asking you for personal information? Are they pushy? Is it making you actually feel something wasn't right, something is suspicious? I think even that is enough. And we encourage our users to inform us if they are observing any behavior, even if they've gone on a date with someone offline. So perhaps they've met on Boardroom. Now they've gone on a date and they've observed some suspicious behaviors.
What do you do? Will you block this individual from your site or flag it?
We would flag it. We'd flag it. We would keep a close eye on it, and we do have a permanent ban option that we can do, so they'll never be able to use the platform again.
A very quick one, Derusha, we're out of time. I just want to know, are there any legal policies that, of course, the online dating industry is actually regulated by currently in South Africa, or you just set your own policies as the app and the whole site?
This is the thing, they're not all the same, right? Because some take it more seriously than others, and I think this is a space where there needs to be kind of stricter kind of safety measures.
True.
And that's why I say it's still, as it stands, also for users to be selective on which ones they're trusting and they're choosing to go to. But definitely, yeah.
So we need to go that regulatory route. Derusha, thank you so much for chatting to us this afternoon. That is Derusha Naidoo there. She's the co-founder of the professional dating app Hello Boardroom, also helping us there to understand the industry, the online dating industry, while also being extra vigilant.